the topic which you already learned this last some of the lectures. Yeah? AC voltage controller. So in this practical experiment number 4, there are 4 simulation. So one of the simulation that is related to the single phase AC voltage controller for different load condition. Yeah. So here you can see that here I already simulated the simulation of AC voltage controller. Supply voltage I have taken.
Sir, screen is not seen.
Okay.
Sir, screen is not visible.
Okay, sorry. Now are you able to see this, all of you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So as you can see here in this simulation, simulate the AC voltage controller. 2 SCRs are connected in anti-parallel fashion. This is our supply voltage, 230 volt 50 hertz supply. Here in this I put the peak value, that is 230 multiplied √2. Yeah, that is 325 peak value. Then this supply is applied to this AC voltage controller. Here load is connected. First I will take this resistive load. R is equal to 10 ohm. And across this load I measure the voltage. So I put the voltmeter. You can see here. I put the voltmeter here, positive terminal this and negative terminal this. And in series the load I measure the current by using this ammeter. Here. The output of this ammeter I apply in the last scope. The output voltage is here. First parameter I measure in this scope, that is the supply voltage. Okay, that is connected across this AC voltage. Second parameter I measure, that is a gate pulse applied to this thyristor T1. And third one, that is a gate pulse of thyristor T2. And fourth one is output voltage. And fifth one is supply current. And last one is load current. And we will check that your supply current and load current both are same. Clear? That we already proved in the theory, but now we can see in the theory also, in practical also, that supply current, this one, IS is equal to this load current I0. Clear? So main point here in this simulation is how to apply the gate pulse to T1 and T2. Clear? So here you can see the pulse generator. All of you know about the pulse generator, how to put the value. So amplitude first parameter as it is. Now here our output frequency is how much? 50 hertz. So set the period of 1 cycle in second. So I said it is 20 milliseconds, 0.02 second. Clear? Then after pulse width, here I selected 10%. So as you know that if you apply any gate pulse or any duration of time, once it is on, it will remain on up to the next zero crossing instant. Clear? So here I take the thyristor, not an ideal switch. So once you provide the gate pulse to this thyristor, it will remain on up to the 180 degree, or you can say that up to the next zero crossing instant. Clear? So same way here in the pulse generator 2, I apply the amplitude. You can apply any amplitude. Here I apply 1. Period as it is 0.02 seconds. Pulse width is 10%. Now change in this last parameter, phase delay. Phase delay applied in second. So generally we write down the firing angle in degree. Clear? But here write down the phase delay in second. So suppose I take the firing angle delay 45 degree. So convert this 45 degree into time. Clear? So 45 multiply 20 millisecond divided by 360. Clear? So that gives a time of 50 degree. So at this time, this gate pulse, this pulse generator provide the gate pulse to this thyristor number 1 at alpha 45 degree. Clear? Same way here for thyristor number 2, in gate pulse applied to this thyristor number 2. So what is the phase delay? Pi plus alpha. Clear? Firing angle is remain same 45 degree, but after the zero crossing of positive cycle, it means when negative cycle starts at 180 degree. So from that point I will calculate the firing angle delay. So from 180 plus 45, so that is 225. So it means I apply the gate pulse to this thyristor number T2 at pi plus alpha. It means here 225 degree. So convert this 225 into time. So 225 multiply 20 millisecond divide by 360. Clear? So this is the main logic you have to use in this simulation to this practical. Clear? So it is very easy simulation. Just you connect your supply with the load by using this two anti-parallel thyristor and put the value in the pulse generator. Clear? Here again repeat which parameter we measure. Supply voltage first. Second is gate pulse for thyristor 1. Third, gate pulse of thyristor 2. Fourth is output voltage, supply voltage and supply current, and this one is load current. Clear? So let's run this simulation and check the waveform. Is it same as our theory waveform or not? Clear? So now we can see that first parameter we have measured supply voltage, pure sinusoidal. Second is gate pulse of thyristor 1. Here it is written gate pulse for T1 thyristor. Clear? So as you can see that here gate pulse is start. So this time is of 45 degree. Clear? This is a 45 degree time and we apply the pulse with only 10%. Clear? That is a 10% of your total duration. Total duration is how much? 20 millisecond. So 10% of 20 millisecond, only that duration this gate pulse is applied. And as you know that once the thyristor is on, that is remain on up to the next zero crossing. Clear? It will not remain off if you remove the gate pulse. Clear? Because here we take the pure thyristor, not an ideal switch. If you use the ideal switch, then you require to provide the continuous gate pulse from 45 degree to this pi degree. Clear? But here I take the thyristor. So once you apply the gate pulse and once it is on, that is remain continuous on up to the pi degree. Clear? So here you can see that this is a gate pulse of one thyristor. This is a gate pulse of second thyristor. So this is a time of 225 degree, pi plus alpha. Clear? And fourth parameter, that is the output voltage. So now you can see that output voltage start from 45 degree up to 180 degree. Output voltage is same as your supply voltage. Clear? From here 45 degree to 180 degree. Then after pi to pi plus alpha, both the thyristor in off condition. So your output voltage is 0. And at pi plus alpha, it means at 225 degree here, you can see that you apply the gate pulse to thyristor T2. So it will start conducting. So it means that now you get the output voltage same as your supply. So your supply is negative at pi plus 225 here. So whatever the magnitude of supply, same come across the load side up to the 2 pi degree or 360 degree. Clear? Again, next cycle is start at alpha 45 degree. Again, you apply the gate pulse. You can see here to the thyristor T1. So again, it is fire. So between 2 pi to 2 pi plus alpha, both the thyristor in off condition. So output voltage is 0. Clear? So again, you get the same supply voltage across the load side. So this sequence is repeated for the next cycle. Clear? Here I take the period of only 2 cycles, 0.04 second. So that show me only 2 cycles. Clear? So this is the output voltage. That is exactly same as we have discussed in the theory. And this fifth parameter, that is a supply current. And sixth one is load current. So you can see that here your supply current and load current both are same. Clear? So as you can see here in the simulation, when current is flowing from the supply here, if any one of the switch is on condition. Clear? So as you know that between 0 to 45, both the switches are in off condition. So current flowing from supply to load is 0. So as you can see in the simulation, between 0 to 45 degree, your supply current is 0 or load current is also 0 because supply current is not flowing. So how you get the load current? Clear? So both are same here. Again, at 45 degree, you can see a fire the T1. Clear? It means start conduction. So now current is flowing from supply, T1, load and negative terminal. Clear? So now you can see in the simulation, current is flowing from this 45 degree to 180 degree. And the magnitude of this current is how much? supply voltage divided by resistance that we have taken here is 10 ohm. Clear? So 230 divided by 10, that voltage, that current you get. Clear? So 325, that is a peak. Peak magnitude of supply voltage is how much? 230 is RMS voltage. So 230 multiply root 2, 325. Clear? That we already taken in the supply. You can see here simulation source. We have taken peak amplitude 325. Clear? So 325, that is the peak of supply. And here you can get the output side also 325 voltage. So output current is what at the 90 degree? 325 divided by 10. Clear? So it is 32. You can see here that is almost 32.5 ampere. Clear? Same way your load current also 32.5 ampere. Clear? So this is a simulation of AC voltage controller for R load. Clear? Now let's see the simulation for RL load. Just you have changed the load only. Otherwise remaining simulation as it is. So today we have taken the example of R is equal to 10 ohm and L is equal to 10 millihenry. Clear? So as you know that we have calculate the power factor angle, phi is equal to 17 something. Clear? And here we take the alpha 45 degrees. So that is a condition of alpha greater than phi. Clear? So here inductance is 0.01 Henry. It means 10 millihenry and R is 10 ohm. So if you calculate phi, so you get the answer 17 point something. Clear? So now let's check the waveform for this RL load. Supply voltage as it is, gate pulse both of T1 and T2 as it is. Now you can see the load voltage. From 0 to 45 again it is 0, 45 to 180 same as the supply voltage. But now you can see that you get the negative voltage after the pi. So this negative voltage is what because of conduction of thyristor T1. Because in this duration your inductor is discharged through this thyristor T1. Clear? So T1 is still continuous conduction mode. So where it is discharged completely at pi plus phi angle. Clear? Pi plus phi. So here phi is what for this load condition 17 degree. So it means at pi plus 17 degree, it means 180 plus 17. How much? It is 197. So you can see that near to the 197 degree, your output voltage is 0. Clear? Here in the x-axis, it will show the time duration. Pi means 0.01 second. So just after you can see that pi degree at 70 degree, your output voltage becomes 0. Because at this time, whole energy stored by the inductor that dissipate. Here. So you can see that current is also become 0. Here. Supply current as well as load current. So whenever current flowing from the thyristor is 0, as you know that it becomes off. Clear? So at this point, pi plus phi, your T1 becomes off. And from this point, pi plus phi to pi plus alpha, both the thyristor in off condition. So your output voltage is 0 as well as load current as well as supply current is 0. Clear? At pi plus alpha, you apply the gate pulse. Here you can see that to the thyristor T2. Clear? So again you get the output voltage same as your supply. But after this 2 pi angle, you get the positive voltage. That is again because of conduction of T1. Because of conduction of T1, because of you take the RL load. Clear? So after this 2 pi, your inductor dissipate energy through the T2. So it will remain conduction. So that whatever the supply voltage after 2 pi that you get across the load side. So you can see that after 2 pi positive cycle start. So here for this voltage 2 pi plus 5, that duration you get the output voltage same as your supply. Clear? This one 2 pi, this one, and this is 2 pi plus 5. Clear? Again this cycle is repeated. You can see that here initially you not get this positive voltage. Why? Because here you not consider that your inductor is initially charged. Yeah. But if you want to take this type of waveform that you set your inductor is initially charged, otherwise you get the 0 voltage. Clear? So this is the initial condition. That's why you not get this positive voltage at the starting of the simulation. But in the steady state condition, you continuously get this voltage. Clear? So this is a simulation of AC voltage controller for RL load. Any doubt to anyone in this simulation? Yes? Anyone? Is there any doubt?
No, sir.
Okay. So let's start the next simulation. As we study in the theory that there are two techniques to control the voltage. First is phase angle control technique and another is integral cycle control technique. So this simulation is of phase angle control techniques. Clear? So now next simulation is related to the integral cycle control technique of AC voltage control. The circuit diagram is as it is, just we change the control of AC voltage controller. Clear? Now you can see here this simulation. I already simulated this integral cycle control technique. Now you can see that T1 thyristor and T2 thyristor, I provide the gate pulse through the same pulse generator 3 here. Now let's see here what are the parameters I have put here. So amplitude is, you can take any value 1 or 10 as it is. Here period I have taken is 0.1 second. 0.1 second period is means 5 cycle period. 1 cycle period is 20 millisecond. So 5 cycle period is how much? 0.1 second. So here I want to get the output voltage for 3 cycle, and for remaining 2 cycle I get the 0 output voltage. Clear? So here I take the total duration of period of 1 cycle in integral cycle control of 5 cycle. Clear? As we already studied the one example, in this example we have taken the one on cycle is 6 and off cycle is 4. Clear? Same like here in this simulation I take the on cycle is 3 and off cycle is 2. So for first 3 cycle I continuously provide the gate pulse to both the thyristor T1 and T2. And for the remaining 2 cycle, last 2 cycle, I completely remove the gate pulse. So for the last 2 cycle I get the 0 output, and first 3 cycle I got the output same as the supply. Clear? So my total period is now is M plus N. Clear? M is off cycle, N is on cycle. So total period of 5 cycle is how much? 0.1 second, 0.1 second. So that's why I taken the period here is 0.1 second. Clear? And pulse width. So as I already told you that I get the output voltage for first 3 cycle. So first 3 cycle I continuously provide the gate pulse, and for the remaining 2 cycle remove the gate pulse. Clear? So what is the pulse width of this period? So that is 3 by 5 multiply 100. That is the period of first 3 cycle. Clear? In percentage. So we already see this. We also see this waveform in this scope also. You can see that second parameter which measure in this scope, that is a gate pulse. Clear? First parameter that we measure, that is the supply voltage. Third parameter, that is the output voltage. And fourth one is that is a supply current. Here again supply current and load current both are same. Clear? So let's run this simulation and check the output voltage waveform. So now we can see that here total 10 cycle is given here because I take the period of 0.2 second. Clear? In 0.1 second, 5 cycle of supply is complete. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 here. 0.1 second. Clear? Second is the gate pulse provided to T1 and T2 both. Clear? But as you can see here in the circuit diagram, if you provide the gate pulse to T1 in positive cycle, then it will start turn on. Clear? So positive cycle of the supply, when T1 get the gate pulse, it will start turn on and current is flowing from supply T1 and load. Clear? If you apply the gate pulse to thyristor T2 in positive cycle, but it will not start conduction. Why? Because thyristor T2 is in reverse bias condition. Clear? So here you can see in the simulation, I provide the continuous gate pulse, but at this zero crossing instant of supply, when this gate pulse is applied to thyristor T1, it will start conduction, but T2 will not start conducting because it is in reverse bias mode. during the positive cycle of supply. As you can see here, positive cycle means upper terminal is positive, lower terminal is negative. So positive terminal of supply that is connected with the cathode. So it means it is in reverse bias mode. Clear? So even if you apply the gate pulse to thyristor T2 in positive cycle, that will not start conducting. Same way, exactly opposite in the negative cycle, zero crossing instant here at angle pi, when you apply this gate pulse to thyristor T1, but it will not start conducting because at that time T1 in reverse bias mode. Clear? So here I continuously apply the gate pulse, but T1 is conducting only during positive cycle and T2 is conducting in negative cycle. Clear? So that is remain continuous up to 3 cycle, because up to 3 cycle you provide the gate pulse. You can see that up to 0.06 second. It means up to 3 cycle. So up to 3 cycle you get the output voltage same as your supply. You can see here, third waveform. Here, same as your supply voltage you get across the load side. After this third cycle completion, for the remaining 2 cycle, I completely remove the gate pulse because I applied the pulse width of 3 cycle duration only. Clear? So that's why I get the 0 gate pulse and 0 output voltage across the load side. And as you know that this is a resistive load, so voltage and current are in same phase. So you can see that this is the supply current, or you can say the load current waveform. Output voltage and supply current both are in same phase. Clear? When output voltage 0, supply current or load current also becomes 0. Clear? So what is the advantage of this method, integral cycle? Because here your phase is not distorted when you control the output voltage. So that's why when you do the FFT analysis of this output voltage, it contains the less harmonic as compared to this phase angle control techniques. In the phase angle control technique, you can see that here by changing the alpha, you distort this phase. Here you distort the phase of positive cycle. Same way here you distort the phase of negative cycle. So because of the distortion of this phase, that will introduce the harmonic in supply current as well as load voltage. So when you do the FFT analysis of this output voltage, it will contain the large amount of harmonics as compared to this waveform. Clear? So that's why sometimes we use this integral cycle control method if you want to remove the harmonics from the system. Clear? So this is a simulation of integral cycle control technique. Is there any doubt to anyone in this simulation? Circuit diagram is as it is for both the simulation, just you change the control. Clear? So actually there are 3 simulations here. We study first is phase angle control for R load, then RL load, and third one is this integral cycle control method. Clear? So I hope all of you have understand this simulation of AC voltage controller. If you have any doubt, you can ask the question. Otherwise, we have completed this lab session. Is there any doubt to anyone?
No, sir. No, sir.
Okay. So now you can leave this meeting, and within a week, you submit the simulation of this AC voltage controller. So I will share this one assignment related to this experiment number 4. Yeah? So upload your MATLAB simulation in that. So in the next lab session, we study the next topic related to the sequential voltage controller simulation. That we first study in the theory in the next lecture. Then after we simulate it. Okay. So all of you now can leave this meeting if you have not any doubt.